Let's talk about your best friend on landing. It's a component that might seem simple, but it's absolutely crucial for a safe and controlled touchdown. We're talking about something that gives you the edge when you're just a few feet above the ground, making those final adjustments. Flaps. Flaps are like air brakes, but they're so much more sophisticated than that. They do more than just slow you down. They give you control, precise control, when you need it most. They allow you to manipulate the lift and drag characteristics of your aircraft, giving you the ability to fine-tune your approach. When you're landing, you want to be slow and precise. Every pilot aims for that perfect, gentle touchdown. It's not just about cutting power and hoping for the best. A controlled descent is key. Without flaps, your plane stays fast and slippery, making it much harder to manage your speed and descent rate. This makes it hard to land accurately, especially in challenging conditions like gusty winds or short runways. You're fighting the airplane instead of guiding it. Deploying flaps changes the wing's shape, increasing both lift and drag, this letting you fly slower without stalling. It's like having an extra gear for low-speed maneuvering. This slower speed gives you more time to make corrections, allowing you to react to changing conditions and maintain a stable approach. This helps you hit your target on the runway with confidence. The main goal of landing is to touch down as slowly and precisely as possible, ensuring a smooth and safe transition from flight to ground. Without flaps, you'd need a long, flat, fast approach, making it harder to judge your altitude and distance. This would use up much more runway and potentially lead to a runway overrun. Flaps let you fly a steeper, slower approach, giving you more options and flexibility. This helps in clearing obstacles and improving your view of the runway, especially at airports with challenging terrain. They help you manage both airspeed and descent angle with greater precision, allowing for a more controlled and stable final approach. Flaps are truly transforming your plane from a cruiser to a stable landing machine, ready to gently kiss the earth. Mastering flap use is a key skill for every student pilot, and it's something that instructors emphasize from the very beginning. It turns a challenging phase of flight into a controlled, routine procedure, building confidence and enhancing safety. You'll quickly appreciate how flaps help the airplane settle into a smooth, slow descent, making your job as a pilot much easier. In short, flaps are essential for safe, consistent, and accurate landings, making them an indispensable tool in your aviation arsenal. Learn to use them well, understand their effects, and you'll land like a pro every single time. So, how do flaps work their magic? What is the underlying principle that allows these seemingly simple surfaces to have such a profound effect on an aircraft's performance? Let's delve into the physics behind it. It's all about lift and drag. These two fundamental forces are the key to understanding how flaps function. Lift, the upward force that opposes gravity, and drag, the force that resists an aircraft's motion through the air. Extending flaps increases the wing's curvature, or what we call camber. This change in shape is crucial, generating more lift at lower speeds. This is incredibly important, especially during landing when you need to maintain control at reduced airspeeds. That's why you don't stall when slowing down for landing. The increased lift provided by the flaps allows the wing to maintain airflow even at slower speeds, preventing a sudden loss of lift. The extra lift keeps you flying, providing that crucial margin of safety as you approach the runway. But there's a trade-off. As with most things in aviation, there's no free lunch. More lift also means more drag. The very act of increasing lift with flaps inherently increases the resistance the aircraft experiences as it moves through the air. Drag acts like an air brake, helping to scrub off speed, helping you slow down and descend steeply without picking up speed. This is particularly useful when you need to lose altitude quickly without building up excessive airspeed. As you add flaps in stages, incrementally increasing both lift and drag, you'll notice the nose pitches up and the plane decelerates. This is a direct result of the increased lift and drag forces acting on the aircraft. You'll need to adjust power to maintain your descent rate and airspeed. This constant adjustment is a key part of flying a stabilized approach. Full flaps mean maximum lift and drag, providing the greatest possible effect, allowing for a slow and steep controlled descent profile. Controlled approach. This allows you to accurately target your touchdown point. The balance between lift and drag is what lets you land precisely where you want. It's the pilot's ability to manage these forces that determines the accuracy and smoothness of the landing. A clean aircraft wants to fly fast and flat. It's designed for efficient cruise flight. Flaps let you control your approach, transforming the aircraft's characteristics for the specific task of landing. By adjusting flaps, carefully selecting the appropriate setting for the conditions. You decide how much lift and drag you need for each landing. This decision-making process is crucial for a safe and successful outcome. This control is what separates good pilots from great ones. It's the subtle adjustments and anticipation that make all the difference. Mastering this balance turns every landing into a predictable maneuver. It's about understanding the aircraft's response and making precise inputs. That's the secret to smooth, safe arrivals. It's not just luck, it's a deep understanding of lift, drag, and how to manipulate them with finesse. What happens if you land without flaps? In a clean configuration, your wing is built for speed and efficiency, not slow landings. You'll need a higher approach speed to stay above stall, making the whole approach feel fast and shallow. Less drag means the plane wants to glide, not descend steeply. You'll use more runway, touch down faster, and experience a longer ground roll. The plane will float more during the flare, making it harder to hit your touchdown spot. No flap landings are practiced for emergencies, but they're less precise and require more runway. The key: plan for a long, flat approach, stick to recommended speeds, and be ready for extra float. It's safe with good planning, but not ideal for short or obstacle-filled runways. Practicing no-flap landings prepares you for system failures. But for most landings, flaps are the way to go. Sometimes the best choice is a partial flap landing, a happy medium. Half flaps give you more lift and some drag, letting you fly slower and steeper than no flaps, but not as slow as full flaps. This is especially useful in strong crosswinds, where full flaps can make the plane feel mushy and harder to control. With half flaps, you keep better control authority and a more responsive feel. Your approach speed and ground roll will be between those of full and no flap landings. It's a great option for moderate length runways or when you want a safety margin. Partial flaps also help manage energy if you're a bit high on approach. Many pilots use flaps in stages, half on base, full on final, for a stabilized descent. Learning to use half flaps gives you flexibility to adapt to different conditions. It's another valuable tool in your pilot toolkit. Full flaps landings are the gold standard for most situations, especially short fields. Full flaps maximize lift and drag, letting you fly a steep, slow approach with excellent runway visibility. This precision helps you clear obstacles and touch down exactly where you want at the slowest possible speed. The result: a short ground roll, critical for short or challenging runways. Full flaps also make the approach stable and predictable, reducing your workload. Once trimmed, the plane practically flies itself to the threshold. Just be mindful of power. Too little and you'll descend rapidly. Go-arounds from full flaps require quick, correct action. Add power, manage pitch, and retract flaps in stages. Mastering full flap landings is essential for safe, precise flying. It's the technique that gives you the most control and confidence. How do you choose your flap setting? Start with the runway. For most flights, full flaps are best. They give you the slowest, safest approach and shortest landing roll. On long runways, you might use half flaps for smoother handling, especially in gusty winds. But for short fields or runways with obstacles, full flaps are essential for a steep, slow approach. Using fewer flaps in these situations is risky. You need the control and stopping power full flaps provide. Always match your flap setting to the runway and conditions. Assess wind, runway length, obstacles, and surface before you descend. For students, follow the pilot's operating handbook and your instructor's advice. Usually full flaps for normal landings. Practice other configurations as part of your training. Beyond runway length, obstacles and crosswinds shape your flap strategy. Obstacles demand a steep descent. Full flaps give you the drag to clear them safely. You can stay high, clear the obstacle, then drop in with full flaps for a precise landing. But strong crosswinds require more control authority, which you get at higher speeds, so fewer flaps can help. Sometimes you'll face both obstacles and crosswind. In these cases, experienced pilots often compromise with half flaps. Enough drag for the obstacle, enough speed for control. This balance comes with experience, so always discuss tricky scenarios with your instructor. The key is adapting your flap setting to the situation, not just following a checklist. With practice, you'll learn to make these decisions confidently. That's advanced airmanship in action. Knowing the theory and understanding the principles of flight is one thing, but truly feeling it, experiencing it firsthand in the cockpit, is an entirely different ballgame. It's where the abstract becomes concrete, and where your book knowledge transforms into practical skill. When you add flaps, extending them to increase lift and drag, you'll immediately notice the nose pitches up, requiring a subtle adjustment. Simultaneously, the plane slows down as the drag increases, changing the feel of the aircraft. Counter this initial pitch-up with gentle forward pressure on the yoke to maintain your desired descent path and prevent unwanted altitude gain. Smooth, controlled inputs are key here. More flaps mean more drag acting against the aircraft, so you'll need to add power by carefully adjusting the throttle to maintain your target airspeed and a stable approach. Finding the right balance is crucial. Every flap change, whether it's a small increment or a larger adjustment, alters the plane's balance and its aerodynamic characteristics. So use the trim wheel to relieve control pressure on the yoke, effectively recentering the controls and helping to keep the approach smooth and stable, reducing pilot fatigue. The right sequence, the correct order of actions, is vital for a successful landing. First, set flaps to the appropriate setting for your approach speed and conditions. Then, set pitch by adjusting the yoke to maintain your desired descent angle. Next, set power with the throttle to control your airspeed, and then trim the aircraft to relieve pressure on the controls. You'll also notice subtle but important changes in sound within the cockpit. The rush of airflow often quiets down as you slow, and you might hear new noises, whirring or clicking sounds, emanating from the flaps as they extend and lock into position. Pay close attention to these auditory cues. They provide valuable information and help you understand what the airplane is doing and how it's responding to your inputs. The feel of the controls in your hands, the pressure and responsiveness, the sight picture through the windscreen, the runway perspective, and the sounds you hear all work together in harmony to provide a complete picture of the aircraft's state. Learning to interpret this complex feedback loop, understanding the interplay of these sensory inputs, is absolutely key to mastering consistently smooth and safe landings. Consistent practice, repetition, and focused attention makes these complex reactions automatic and intuitive over time. That's how you build real flying skill, transforming from a student into a confident and competent pilot. Mastering flaps comes down to practice. Reading about lift and drag is useful, but real learning happens in the cockpit. Your instructor will guide you through normal, partial, and no-flap landings until they feel natural. Each configuration has a different sight picture and feel. Repetition builds confidence and muscle memory. Practicing all types of landings prepares you for any situation. Be deliberate. When you add flaps, say what you expect to happen, then observe and adjust. This conscious practice deepens your understanding. Flaps are tools for precision and safety, letting you adapt to any runway or weather. Embrace every opportunity to practice. Ask for extra patterns if you need them. The more you land, the more capable you become. Mastering flaps is a huge step toward mastering the airplane.